All right, let me make sure this is all starting and that people are coming through because I had a little bit of issues last week. So, oh, hey, okay. Some people are coming through. So good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you guys are at. How's everybody doing? This is April and I am on astrologer.com. And this is your weekly astrology / coffee talk. So every week I come on and I give you guys the astrology of the week, the forecast of the week of major and minor aspects, and the major ones for each sign. And I also do a little bit of celebrity stuff at the end, talking about celebrities from an astrological point of view so that everybody can learn a little bit more about astrology by using a real life example that we're all familiar with. So hope everybody's doing okay. And yeah, you guys, actually, I don't really have a topic this week for coffee talk. I was thinking about maybe looking into, I had told you guys a couple weeks ago that I was going to try to look into the horoscope of Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx to see their astrological chemistry or synastry, if you will, to see why are they a couple when, you know, they seem like kind of an odd couple. Because this is Libra season and we are moving into Scorpio season. Well, Scorpio energy and Libra energy at the same time because there's different planets in different signs. But both of those energies do represent relationships. Libra is more of the surface level and, you know, agreeing to commit to someone and getting to know someone. And then Scorpio is like, you really take things to the next level. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I was thinking about looking into their chart. Oh, thank you guys. I see you guys commenting on the hair. Yeah, I'm not a professional with this stuff, so mine are just kind of thrown together, whatever. So if you guys don't think they look too funky, then cool, whatever. But anyway, or if you guys have any other, like, I don't know, like a celebrity topic to talk about, let me know in the chat. Let me know. So let me know if you guys have like an example of like someone's chart you want me to look at or like a couple or something to look at, and I will gladly do that. So, or if you want me to just look into the Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx. I almost said Tom Cruise. Drama. They're not together anymore. I almost said him, but no, they're the newer couple. So yeah, let me know. Shakira and somebody. Okay. Yeah, this is in total Libra fashion because Libra is an energy of indecisiveness and saying, you guys, let me know what you want to see. Let me know whatever. So, yeah, I'm being total Libra with this stuff. Okay. So somebody suggested, and I'll glance at the chat here and there when I can. So if I don't catch yours, then forgive me, but oh, Will and Jada, they're a good one, actually. Okay. Some people are saying they have no sound. I don't know why. Yeah. So someone's asking, what is my interpretation of soulmates, twin flame, and life partner? You get different interpretations from different people that you have been read from. Well, thank you, Yasmin, for the question. And this totally applies to the astrology of the week because, like I said, it's Scorpio and Libra, which are very relationship-oriented signs. So my take, and yes, you're always going to get different explanations from different people, honestly, because just like there's different forms of astrology, some people say Western astrology is more legit than Vedic or Eastern practices, and so on and so forth. There's also Chinese astrology. There's all kinds of different astrologies. I've heard there's even African astrology. There's Mayan astrology, which I've studied, and it's very fascinating. There's so many different kinds, and really a lot of them, they come down to the same messages, to be honest. So yeah, you're always going to get a different answer from different people. It's all about what resonates with you, honestly, as far as the soulmate and the twin flame and all that stuff. Personally, I'm not actually, honestly, I'm not really sure what a twin flame is supposed to be. I hear that term thrown around a lot, but I'm assuming that means like someone who has the same like soul mission as you, or something, and that you're meant to be together, just you two, or something like that. But listen, if you want to know my take on this stuff, I think we have many soulmates in many lifetimes, and in one lifetime we can have different soulmates. They don't have to necessarily be that one person that you're with forever and ever and ever, and you're just meant to be no matter what. No, I think that you can have teachers that are soulmates. You can have friends that are soulmates. It's like, to me, the whole soulmate thing is people who you connect with on a soul level in general. So it's just, yeah, who you connect with on a soul level in general. And even when you're in a relationship with someone, you can meet other people. I'm not promoting creeping or anything like that, okay? I'm saying that you can meet people who are also part of your soul family, or your life's mission, your soul's mission. So, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. But do I believe that people are soul mates? Yeah, but you can have several of them, and they're not always romantic. They're here to teach you a lesson. You're here to teach them a lesson. Sometimes they do come back from past lifetimes, in my opinion, and you guys meet again to maybe try to redo something karmically that you failed to achieve together in a previous lifetime. For an example, people who have, and usually this in astrology is indicated by the nodes of the moon, the north node and the south node. Those are huge indicators of soul mates, okay? Like, I see them all the time. I've demonstrated them a little bit here on Coffee Talk a few times. I've showed you guys Nas and Nicki Minaj. People are like, are they even real, or is this all for show? Well, they have that soulmate bond feeling because of some nodal contacts, like one person's planet was hitting another person's north node or south node. I couldn't remember which one. But so therefore that you feel like you are destined to be together in some sort of way. And like I said, it's not always just that one romantic bond forever and ever. It's like a together, meaning you're here to interact with one another in some kind of way. I've had people who have had like contacts with my south node, which is more the past life of the nodes and past relationship stuff. And they were actually terrible for me to be around. But and I learned valuable lessons, through those nodal contacts, those soul contacts with that person. And I actually felt like they were soul draining, because the south node is the magnetic pull downwards and backwards to the past. So I felt like they were pulling me back to past life tendencies that I'm supposed to try to shy away from. You're supposed to go towards the north node more in your lifetime, when you're incarnated. So I felt like, they were more, and my south node is in the third house. Well, I use both Placidus and whole sign. So it's in the third house, but the sign of the fourth house. So I use both, but it's like, by degree and everything, it's the third house. And third house, the negatives of the third house could be, being a gossip and all that stuff, just talking about people being very small-minded on a negative side. And I felt like, some people that were in contact with my south node in the third house were trying to bring me down to that level, And yeah, it was a lesson. There were lots of lessons learned there, for my soul, for this lifetime. But was it a soul mate that I was supposed to like stick with and be with and not? No. So anyhow, that's my belief. We all have many of these people that we come in contact with on a soul level. And sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. Sometimes they're here in your life only for a little bit, for like a lesson, or to bless you with something, or, something like that, or for you to do that to them. And then they got to leave, or you got to leave one way or another. So that's I know that was kind of long. Okay, I'm sorry. But Yasmin, I hope that answered your question. If you wanted my take on it, but you will always hear different answers from different people. And it doesn't mean that one is wrong and one is right. It's all about what resonates with you. Okay. So I'm moving along. And I apologize, guys. I'm a little drained. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally drained. So if I'm not as peppy and stuff today, my apologies. But that's why I did the hair and in a little different way to try to bring up my spirits to feel a little bit more of like my eccentric, weird self. So anyway, let's get on with the astrology of the week. What's going on? Well, right now, today, the moon is in Scorpio, and I think that's also why I'm in a little bit of a mood today, because I'm a Scorpio rising. And another little astrology lesson is whenever the moon transits through your sign, whether that's your ascendant or your own moon sign or your sun sign, or in your fourth house, any of your water houses, your fourth, your eighth, or your 12th. And every month, this happens to everybody every month, okay? You'll get a little bit more emotional, a little more moody, you know? And when the moon transits your first house, let me tell you, that's a time where people will be more quick to emotionally react. So it's really good to keep track of the moon, where the moon moves. And that's like one of the first things that when I do teach people astrology, to start with the moon, tracking the moon. There's, you know, I always show you guys, I have an iPhone, I use time passages. There's other apps out there, I'm sure, and also websites you can go on to look at the ephemeris and, you know, the little counter that tells you where all the planets are for the day and stuff. There's lots of them out there. So if you're a beginner with learning about astrological transits and how the cosmos do affect you as a human being, the as above, so below, the best thing to start out with is the moon. It's totally the easiest one, in my opinion, in my experience too. So learn about the moon, where the moon transits. It changes signs every 2.5 days. It will come back around to, you know, one of your signs at least once a month, or one of those houses I mentioned. And yeah, you need to recognize when it transits through there. If you are a person that actually likes to be in control of your emotions and not like just go blah with your emotions out there, you know, and not care, then it's a good thing to track the moon, especially if you are a Cancer, because you guys are ruled by the moon. And if you are a Cancer that actually cares to not be so like emotionally out there all the time and to where it's just too much for people, watch where your home luminary is transiting so that you can know like how moody you're going to be on a certain day and all that stuff. So yeah. Yes, I know Aurora. Aurora says a lot of the astrologers and psychics on this channel are Scorpio risings. I just learned yesterday that Heather and Amy, my teammates here on Astrologer, are both Scorpio risings. They have 11-degree Scorpio rising. And my Scorpio rising is like at the later 10 degree, like 10 and like 50 something minutes, 56 minutes or something of Scorpio. So a lot of stuff that they were saying on their video that they did, I think it was yesterday, about psychic ability and stuff and talking about their rising and all that, I was like, wow, their life stories mirrored mine, you know? So yeah, pretty interesting, right? So anyway, okay. Oh, Sophia says she was moody today. Cancer rising. Yes. And if you're a Cancer rising, the moon is in a fellow water sign, you're going to be a little more moodier. So anyhow, yeah, once again, guys, if you're just joining in, you know, chime in and let me know like any, like a couple, celebrity couple of astrology to look at for the end portion of Coffee Talk. Yeah, I didn't really have the time to investigate anything. I've been pulled in many different directions this week. A lot of you guys already know what's going on with my family stuff. I'm not going to dwell on that, you know, because this isn't like a whole personal talk hour about me. But I have been at the hospital every single day for the last over a week or something. I don't know. My brain's kind of cloudy. So I didn't really have time to look into any subjects. Last week, though, oh my gosh, if you guys didn't catch Coffee Talk last week, go check it out. We covered the Harvey Weinstein case and his chart. Oh my gosh. And more people have come out of the woodworks ever since then, haven't they? I've been hearing about it like every day. There's somebody new, right? And that's totally Jupiter and Scorpio, guys, because, you know, Scorpio is like scandals and it's also sex and all that stuff. So Jupiter is going to blow things up. And it's like right when Jupiter went into Scorpio, didn't this come out? Crazy. And some other people have started speaking about other separate experiences like that too. Craziness, right? But that's how you guys can see that astrology, it really is legit. Like there's a planetary shift, bam, then here's this thing that it's associated with, like right in front of everybody's face in the world. So yeah, Okay. So, I do have a this cup has made an appearance before, but because the sun is going to go into Scorpio this coming week, which I will go through every sign to tell you guys what that means for you. This is a very Scorpio mug. It's got like a Day of the Dead skull on it, and you know Scorpio season. Scorpio is the sign of death. Okay, and the transition from you know uh, the physical into the spiritual is associated with Scorpio. So yeah, this is my Scorpionic mug that I have today with some tea in it. So as always, I'm gonna take a little sip and see what you guys are saying in the chat really quick here. Hey, Rain always, and I saw Deja's here and Olche's here. Sally's here. I saw you guys scrolling by really fast. So how are you guys doing? Olivia's here. How are you? Okay, another one for Will and Jada. Okay, maybe I'll look at them. Yeah, okay, so anyhow, let's get into the astrology. Thank you, Cynthia, so much. Okay, let's get into the astrology of the week. Well, today, actually, the sun is in an opposition to Uranus. So we're coming off of the new moon in Libra, which was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday, right? Sorry if I'm, woo! But the new moon in Libra, it was in an opposition to Uranus. Yeah, it was yesterday. So the sun is still in Libra in around the same degree as Uranus and Aries. So they're opposing one another. And oppositions, what do they bring? You know, they bring tension and challenging. And oh my gosh, now I'm thinking about it like, because you guys know I keep up with YouTube a lot. That's my television and news is YouTube. And I have seen people kind of wild out a little bit. Like there's an Aries moon person that I follow on YouTube. And he made this video that I watched this morning where he was extra angry and just like all over the place and like yelling. And usually he's very chill and he's like a spiritual guy, but my goodness, was he going off? I was like, wow, that must have been, he must have filmed it yesterday during that new moon in Libra opposite Uranus. And then, like I said, the sun is still opposite Uranus. Uranus's energy is very erratic and sporadic, and it's like things suddenly happening, and it's like, you know, it's a little crazy. It's a little crazy energy, and it's all about being eccentric too. And it's all about, Uranus could be about unity. And yeah, this person's video that I watched, he was just really going off about how, you know, we need to be more united as beings in general, as souls, and forget about focusing so much on the flesh, because Aries is very focused on the flesh and what you look like. And Libra can be in a sense too, you know, oh, hey, you look nice. Libra is ruled by Venus, recognizes aesthetically pleasing people and things. It's more surface level, but yeah, Aries too is more like, you know, where are you from and what you look like. Do we look alike? And I can only relate to you if we look alike in some kind of way. You know, that's associated with Aries. And he was just saying like, and Aries it could be very primal, very, you know, Aries is ruled by Mars, which rules the blood. So it could be very focused on the physical world. And he was just like, forget about focusing so much on the physical. What about the spiritual? You know, we need to recognize each other as more spiritual beings and rise above all that primitive stuff, you know, like being in touch with our history, our ancestors, you know, all the historical stuff, our forefathers, all that stuff is so cool, and it's cool, and it's important to recognize and to study and to realize. His point was like, don't dwell so much on that in the past to where you're reliving that and you're continuously having us as human beings relive and relive and relive. We should try to advance as a species or as beings and recognize that there's a mind, body, soul connection, not just the physical Aries, you know, what team are you on? Whose side are you on? And what you know, what we look like, that's how we bond. And that's it. It's like, he's like, hey, you know, forget about the flesh, only realize there's more to us than that, you know? And we need to move ahead into the future more, you know what I mean? Not just dwell in the past. meet in the middle with the two. So anyway, sorry, I just found that video so interesting, and I'm like, yeah, that's definitely that like Uranus energy, you know, coming through, because Uranus, it rules Aquarius, and Aquarian energy is all about like unity, and we find a common ground with one another, which is Libra too, finding a common ground with people, based on common interests, you know, common beliefs and stuff like that, which is more like air, mind, mental, cerebral, rather than physical only, you know? So I just thought that was cool. And the sun opposite Uranus can really bring those things to our attention. And the energy is still very strong today. I think the exact opposition was more on the previous day to today, which was the 19th. I think that's when the exact degree was, but it's still lingering. And also Uranus's energy is about eccentricity. So I think that's also why I was in the mood to kind of like do a different little weird hairstyle, like out of the blue instead of my usual. Just kind of try something different, you know. And I know I'm messing it up big time right now because I can't even see myself in real time at the moment. But yeah, it's about being eccentric. So people may start to feel like, you know, Libra's about relationships, about relating to people one-to-one and like mirroring each other, to where it's like, oh, what do we have in common? How are we alike? But Uranus in Aries is the opposite. You know, it's like, how are we different? But you know what I'm saying? So there's an opposition between both there that's going on. And some people may feel a little bit rebellious today and like, you know what, I'm going to do what I want, regardless of what anybody thinks, you know, that type of stuff. So anyway, that's still lingering today, which is the 20th. What else is going on this week? So interesting stuff. We have Mars moving into Libra on the 22nd of October. And Mars in Libra, you know, Mars in Libra is like, wow, it's Mars is the ruling planet of Aries, gives Aries its fighting characteristics, you know, the god of war, all that stuff. That's Mars, that's Aries. And then Libra is all about peace. Libra is ruled by Venus. So this is like almost the same as like a Venus and Mars opposition that we're going to be feeling with Mars moving into Libra. It's going to be, honestly, Mars in Libra, it's like Mars is our action, it's our energy, it's our drive to do things. And in Libra could be fairly indecisive at times and be like, well, I need to get someone else's opinion, or someone else needs to tell me to do something before I do it, or I need to ask, you know, for like, what do you think? Do you think I should do this? Do you think I should do that before I take action? That's more of a Mars in Libra. So a lot of us, you know, but the good thing about Mars in Libra is it's all about peace. It's about peace, but Mars is a fighting energy, and Mars in Libra could be more about going after injustices anywhere in your life, you know, or as a collective, we may see that, of course, but also individually, we may see that going after injustices, things that we feel like are unfair. You know, the common Libra thing to say is, that's not fair. It's not fair. You know, we need to do what's fair. Libra is about fairness. So yeah, Mars and Libra could be more fighting for fairness, or trying to bring the peace and calm down the Mars energy of, you know, being such a fighter and smoothing things out, and being like having resolutions to conflicts rather than starting conflicts. You know what I mean? So that could be Mars in Libra. And I do know some Mars and Libra people personally. And yeah, they can be indecisive. You know, before taking action, they ask people, they may ask people, what do you think? Or they may weigh things out themselves in their own minds, like for a long time first, and then they'll do something later on. I mean, I'm telling you, it's the total opposite of Aries. You know, Aries, you ask a Mars and Aries to do something, they're like, I'm on it right away. And then before you even get all of the words out of your mouth, they're gone, you know, and they'll take care of it for you. Mars and Libra is like, well, hold on, let me think about this. And I don't know. And it could be this, could be that, could be, you know, the scales bounce around, you know, so decision making that requires action is not going to be like, it's not going to be so on the ball and quick, you know. But that's the energy. Every energy has its good and bad. Yeah. Yeah, Rael says, interesting how air signs are cerebral, but their shadow side is superficial and shallow. Yeah, because air likes to keep it light. So it's like you just go through things really quick or think about them really quick, say them really quick, and then you take off. You know, you don't stick around for the depth of things. That's why they can be seen as superficial or shallow. So yeah, totally. Oh, okay, okay. Perla says she's a Libra. She's definitely more decisive than her Scorpio partner, who changes his mind back and forth all the time. Well, see, Perla, you guys may have, both of you guys may have different planets in Libra. Because Scorpio and Libra, you know, those signs are neighbors on the zodiac wheel. And then that means that the planets that travel closest to the sun, which are Mercury, Venus, and Mars, you guys could have either or, like different planets in Scorpio and Libra, you know, because there's a Libra sun, Scorpio sun, but what about the other planets? So maybe one of you guys has, you know, like some more Scorpio energy than the other, to where you, like, you're a Libra sun, but maybe you have like planets in Scorpio to where you're like, you know what, I know what I want, and I'm ruled by Mars and Pluto, I'm going to go after it. And maybe your partner is a Scorpio sun, but has some Libra planets. So he's like, oh, I don't know, you know, whatever. A little more Libra-like. All right, so next, yeah, so the sun will go into Scorpio on the 23rd of October through around the 22nd of November. Depending upon where you live, it could be the 22nd or the 23rd of November when the sun moves out of Scorpio. But it moves into Scorpio on the 23rd. On that note, let me take a sip from my Scorpio mug, okay? And I will go through all the signs to see what that means for everybody. As a collective, you know, the sun's energy, it's like a big old flashlight, right? Literally in the sky. And so whatever sign it's in, it beams down that energy upon all of us as a collective. And we all feel, you know, a tingle of it, you know, in its natural, when it naturally represents, which Scorpio represents the taboo, the darker side of life, psychology, really digging deep below the surface of everything. On a negative side, that could lead to suspicion and paranoia. But the thing is, I always use the term with my fellow like astrologer buddies, Scorpio spidey senses, right? I'll say my Scorpio spidey senses are tingling here when I feel a suspicion towards something, as a Scorpio rising. So all of our Scorpio spidey senses may tingle a little bit, but that's because we are Scorpio energy so aware of the dark side of life. And when I say that, I'm talking about seriously, keenly aware from birth. Okay. Everybody that I know who was born with Scorpio energy, that can mean sun, moon, or rising, maybe some other planets in Scorpio. Maybe they have like a Scorpio IC, you know, the fourth house cusp, which rules your roots and your family. Maybe they have, you know, a heavy Pluto placement in the first house on the IC, somewhere prominent conjunctive planet, or they have energy of planets in their eighth house. You know, Scorpio is the eighth sign. So that means when we talk about the eighth house in astrology, if you have planets in that house, you can relate to Scorpio energy very well. Whenever we talk about that, when anybody that I know with that energy, actually, I'll tell you guys a little story. See, I'm a Scorpio rising. My sister is a sun in the eighth house. And her daughters are, one is a Scorpio rising and moon, and one has Pluto in the first house, but in Sag, but still it's Pluto. So anyway, we were discussing, she wanted me to look into her past life in her natal chart. And she has a south node in Scorpio, conjunct Pluto and Saturn in Scorpio. So we were talking about past life stuff. And then she's got that eighth house sun conjunct Neptune. And she was telling me how, since she was little, my sister, she has had some dreams that she knows are her past life. One of them in particular was being on some sort of like boat in a military position, like Navy or something, and drowning. And like she had uniform and all that. And I was like, holy crap, your sun is in the eighth house, conjunct Neptune. Neptune rules the oceans. Crazy, right? And then she says she's had some other dreams of being axed in the head, okay, which is like really intense, scorpionic, right? And I told her, well, I know that in a past life I've been shot. I've had dreams since I was really tiny about being shot. And both my nieces are like, me too, me too. And I'm like, I think there's a thing here with Scorpio energy. Like, I think a lot of Scorpios, if not all of us, we lived like some kind of crazy traumatic life in a past life, and then we come back as like having Scorpio placements, and so that makes us so aware of the darker side of life. Like my youngest son has the South Node and the Moon in his 8th house, and he does not like Halloween stuff like this. No costumes, anything with skulls, skeletons. He is freaked out on them since he was born. And even now he's 6. We went to Walmart the other day. There's a skeleton on display. Ooh, Halloween. He's like, nope, I'm not going near that. We had to go down different aisles. What does he know about that as a baby, as a little tiny kid? His South Node and Moon in the 8th house, Scorpio, he must have had some traumatic. I've done a little bit of his past life stuff with his chart. He's had some traumatic experience that he lived before, that he came here incarnated again with this 8th house stuff, already keenly aware of the darker side of life. So when I tell you guys, Scorpionic people from birth know about this stuff, this is why a lot of Scorpio energy is considered paranoid. And a lot of times it is hard to decipher. Is it paranoia, or is it really being keenly aware of like bad things that can happen because of some experience that we may have lived in a past life that we can kind of recall, you know, or that in this life it tells us, be careful, because you never know when there's something lurking around the corner. You never know what's in the shadows, you know, like, so you always got to be on alert. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how what I've kind of started thinking about this last week about Scorpio energy, you know? And then, yeah, my dad has a Scorpio moon. So there's like so much Scorpio in my family, and there's been a lot of crazy in my family. And my brother, may he RIP, he was a Scorpio sun and Mercury, you know, so it's like, oh my God, all this Scorpio stuff. And I think about it, I'm like, wow, it makes sense. I think Scorpios probably had some crazy stuff happen in a past life. We know about it when we're born. And so we come out looking around like, hey, you know what? I know what you guys could be up to. You know, I'm watching everybody. So yeah, I don't know, something to think about. Thank you, Rosia. Yes, Chongos. Yes. Oh, and have you seen the Chonga girls? They did this video where they did tarot. It's so hilarious. I don't know if you guys know what some people may not know what I'm talking about, but look up the Chonga girls. They're so funny. They're so funny. They did a video like kind of making fun of tarot, but not like in a negative way to where it's like, oh, this is a bunch of BS. Like it's just very cute and funny. So look it up if you guys have a chance. And Chonga means buns, just in case you guys are wondering. So Sun in Scorpio on the 23rd. So we all will be feeling a little tingle of Scorpionic energy for about a month. So you will see more Scorpio themed things start to come out even more, because we already have Mercury there. We've got Jupiter, and then the Sun will join. And yeah, so we're all going to be feeling a lot of Scorpionic stuff, seeing more women wearing dark lipstick, the fall colors. Let me tell you guys, fall colors, that is so like Scorpio. Halloween, that's all Scorpio. Wearing the black and, you know, all that stuff, it's so Scorpio. And I think I told you guys this last week, but like I said, my memory is shot right now, so forgive me. But this is a time of year, the fall, even if you live in a part of the world where the weather isn't traditionally fall, like we say, like here where I live, you know, when it's fall, you know, it's like it gets colder and the leaves start crumbling and all that. Even if you don't, even if in your part of the world right now it's the spring, I think, still the way we are in the zodiac, like where we are in the zodiac is the fall of the sun, like the sun setting, you know, that's the symbol for Libra, is a sunset. And then after that is Scorpio, you know? So yeah, that's why you'll see like the the fall colors and stuff start to come out. I love this time of year. I can't wait. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, you'll see the darker lipstick, the red lipstick, the, you know, the sultriness starts to come out a little more, and all the costumes and all that stuff. So we'll talk a little bit more about that more closer to Halloween. But Scorpio season is all about that stuff though. So I will go through all the signs in a second. Finishing out the astrology of the week though, we have the Sun conjunct Jupiter on the 27th. So Sun conjunct Jupiter, we have a transit of this at least once or twice a year. I'm going to say twice because Jupiter changes signs every year. And, you know, the Sun was conjunct Jupiter when it was in Libra, you know, during Libra season, right? Yeah, I think so. Hold on, I'll have to check. Sorry. I think we had a Sun conjunct Jupiter. But anyway, we have the Sun conjunct Jupiter in Scorpio. And so, yeah, that's even more like Scorpio energy being beamed down upon all of us because Jupiter is so expansive. It's like, it really, let me see. I'm trying to see. Did we have Sun conjunct Jupiter in Libra? No, we didn't. We didn't. My bad. I'm looking at the exact degrees of everything, and we did not. So I'm going to say, yeah, once a year we'll have the Sun conjunct Jupiter. So when that happens, you know, Jupiter is a happy-go-lucky energy. Usually, Sun conjunct Jupiter in Scorpio, it may not be as happy-go-lucky, but maybe we'll be more wanting to overdo things or do things in more excess in either a positive or negative way. That are scorpionic in nature, you know? So that can mean like, whew, what can I? Jupiter is also learning. Okay, so a lot of people I've noticed since Jupiter has gone into Scorpio itself, a lot of people wanting to learn about their chart. And I think that is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So many people are so curious about their own astrology charts, the charts of people they know. What does this mean about me? What does this mean? Because Scorpio is about deeper meaning and Jupiter is teaching and higher learning and the higher mind. So yeah, the Sun conjunct Jupiter in Scorpio, it's going to last a few days. You know, it's exact on the 27th, but a few days before, a few days after, we'll still feel that. And, you know, we may see a little bit more of like an interest peak for a few days of scorpionic things, and maybe more secrets come out, more taboo, you know, scorpionic things, secrets come out to the light because the Sun is light, right? It shines, and then Jupiter blows things up. So we may just see more of that. And like I said, usually Jupiter is a happy-go-lucky energy, but I'm telling you, like, the Moon and Mercury have been conjunct Jupiter in Scorpio, and as a water sign, as a Scorpio, I'm like, a little more like intense, like emotionally intense. So it may be a more emotionally intense time with the Sun conjunct Jupiter, but the Sun isn't really emotions though. It's you know, it's more like expression. So expression may be a little bit more like big, but in a scorpionic way. So now let's go through all the signs. How is the Sun in Scorpio affecting everybody based on their sign? And let me take a sip and see what you guys are talking about. Then we'll go over that. Okay. The FBI beginning a study of serial killers' motives. Ooh, I want to know what you guys are talking about because Scorpio does rule, you know, having an interest in things like yeah, things that are darker, serial killers, the ID channel, the ID network, I think that is called. With all those shows like ID Investigation. I don't know if this show is on that network because I don't have cable anymore, but The First 48. What is that? Who the F did I marry? Like, you know, all those shows. Gosh, you guys help me out. There's one that's about crazy women. I forgot the name, but yes, all of those shows are like so Scorpio. So, you know, people may be having more of an interest in it during Scorpio season, and the studies of serial killers and just anything that's psychological. Psychological thrillers of, you know, movies and stuff. Music that's a little more scorpionic, like Scorpio artists, like The Weeknd. Oh my gosh, The Weeknd's a Scorpio moon conjunct Pluto. His music is so Scorpio. Who else is really Scorpio? SZA, she's a new R&B singer. Yeah. Women Who Kill. Ooh, yes, that's another. Snapped. Yes, Snapped is another one of those shows. Yeah, but anyway, help me out here, guys. Scorpionic music, you know, even like the really dark, like metal, like heavy metal music is so Scorpio too. Um, what else? Yeah, there's a singer named Miguel. I love Miguel. He's a Scorpio. His music is like uber Scorpio. Um, yes, yeah. So a lot of like, Scorpionic music. Freddie Mercury. Oh, he was a Scorpio? Ooh, okay. Interesting. Drake is a Drake's a Scorpio, but Drake is a Cancer moon. And I don't remember his other placements. He would be a good chart to look into though during Scorpio season because I'm like, he doesn't really come like his music is not as scorpionic and deep and dark. So maybe he has some Sag or some Libra going on to make it a little more lighthearted. Oh, Future is a Scorpio, yes, and Sierra is a Scorpio, singer Sierra. Avenged Sevenfold is very scorpionic. Oh, and then what's that group? I can't remember the name. But the singer, and she's gorgeous, and I'm like, oh my god, is she a Scorpio? That Bring Me to Life, Evanescence. Their music sounds I love their music, and I'm like, hey, they just tickle my little Scorpio fancy. Anyhow, all right, guys. So enough about that. I know we're like Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Let's get into the sun in Scorpio, how it affects everybody. So let's start with Aries, the sun in Scorpio. Yes, Katy Perry, another Scorpio. I love her. All the Kardashians have Scorpio. Yes, they do. They sure do. So the sun in Scorpio up until November 22nd, how is it affecting Aries people? This is in your 8th house. So everything that we said about Scorpio, it applies to you guys, Aries, and it applies double, okay? Because that's the 8th house for you in the 8th sign. It's all Scorpio. So yeah, there's a flashlight being shined upon your 8th house. So anything Scorpio, anything that Scorpio rules, which I didn't really discuss on a general level, but Scorpio deals with taxes. It deals with the money that you receive other than from your own means, you know what I mean? Like it's money that you receive from like inheritances or settlements even, from the government, from insurance, from borrowing money from people, from loans and from credit cards. A lot of people when they have 8th house transits, they focus a lot on their debt. And I know generally they say the 6th house is debt, but to me, I feel like the 6th house is more like the process of getting into debt. You know what I mean? Or feeling that feeling of being into debt, being aware of your debt. I think that the 8th house is like, okay, it's credit. It's credit and handling your debts and managing them of all the money that you've borrowed. Okay. So a lot of Aries people could be very focused on that during Scorpio, the sun in Scorpio, because like I said, the sun is a flashlight. It's highlighting that house. So, and this is a dark area, to where it's also what we keep hidden away too. It can be hidden trauma, old trauma. So it can be psychology, what's deep within the back of your mind. So Aries people, some of you guys maybe focus more on that, be more of a deep thinker, but just try not to be brooding though, because take it from this Scorpio. Scorpionic energy can be kind of brooding, like really low and low vibrational, like because you're so in your emotions and thinking about emotional stuff that's like negative, like, oh, how people hurt me and they damaged me and, childhood trauma or like, stuff like that, how a relationship person hurt you in the past and you can't get over it and things like that, so try not to dwell in there, Aries. Aries energy is usually pretty, hey, anyway, but everybody goes through periods of time to where they can go a little low, so Aries, you guys may be prone to that. So just keep in mind to like focus more on, yeah, you can go deep within your psyche and think back to things and stuff, but the 8th house energy can be very healing as well. So it's healing and transforming. So just focus on the healing and the transforming parts of this energy, whatever that means for you. Like if you need to transform in any way in your life, like you want a brand new life, you want to transform yourself into a new person, like what also represents Scorpio is the Phoenix bird. Phoenix rising. Yes, she's in the chat right now. She's an Aries sun. So yeah, like the Phoenix bird got burned down to the ashes. You could have been scarred and hurt in some way, but then it rises above like, hey, everybody, you know what? A brand new me, So if you go through anything, Aries, during this time, just remember the whole rising above, rising from the ashes. You can get through things. You can be strong, okay? And yeah, handle those debts, those loans. You may be more likely to maybe be approved for loans with the sun there, or just a focus on like the whole money thing and having a soul bond connection with another person. Okay, that's also part of the 8th house, sun being there for Aries. So next up is Taurus. Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. How is the sun in Scorpio going to affect you guys until November 22nd? So this is going to be in your 7th house, which is relationships. So for Taurus people, you guys may be more focused on finding a partner if you don't have one. If you are already in a partnership of some sort, you know, romantically or whatever, you may be more focused on your relationship, you know, maybe having talks with your significant other about what you guys can do to make things improve, you know, in your relationship together. Yeah, I can highlight, you know, some things that are not that great because it's a flashlight. Like, hello, look at your relationship, Taurus. Look at it, okay? So that's what the sun can do, and you know, just work things out, fix things, go on some dates, okay? If you don't have someone, maybe it's a social house, the 7th house. It's not always just about, I need to find my soulmate and my love. It's not always about that. It can mean being kind of popular amongst other people and just getting out and other people finding you to be more pleasant to be around, you know, and just, you know, talking to them, like kind of lighthearted surface level stuff is the 7th house. So you can be focused on, you know, also business partnerships, collaborations with other people, Tauruses, collaborating on anything, whatever it is that you do in life, whatever your business is, your hobbies. Maybe think about partnering up, you know, with someone in order to create something really cool, because the 7th house is also art and beauty and aesthetics, you know, so you can focus on that too. Just don't try to focus too much on the relationship stuff if you're single and dwell upon, oh, I don't have anyone. I've seen people do that when the sun transits their 7th and they're single. They'll just be so like complaining, oh, I don't have anyone, and everybody else that, come on, just get out, Taurus. Talk to people in general, one-to-one, and maybe you'll be all right. Okay, so next up is Gemini. Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. How is the sun in Scorpio affecting you guys until November 22nd? So this is in your 6th house, which is work, and it's also health and like your environment around you, you know, how well you keep it up, and the routines that you have daily, like how well you keep up with stuff. Do you make lists? Do you just do things sporadically? Do you plan things out? All of that. So for Gemini people, you're going to be more focused on that. Like, what are you doing day to day? You know, Mysterious Moon says he or she, I can't really see, is a Gemini sun and focusing on gym time. Yes. So Mercury is already there in your 6th house, and so is Jupiter. So yeah, focusing on your health, getting it together. Some of you guys, this may be the time of year where you make doctor visits, you know, to check up on everything. For Geminis, this could be a time where also some of you guys are really focused on looking for a job. And with Jupiter in your 6th house, oh my gosh, listen, this is good interviewing time. Jupiter's there, which will be there for a year. But, you know, we've got the concentration of other planets there too now. The sun, Mercury, eventually Venus and Mars will move in there. But Sun, Mercury, Jupiter all together in your 6th house. This is like excellent time to look for a new job if that applies to you, or better job, or maybe try to get some sort of advancement of recognition. You know, Jupiter does bring those types of blessings a lot of times when it transits the 6th house. I do know a Gemini rising close to me, and they are applying for some sort of promotion right now. And I'm like, you're right on time, sister. Okay, because the energy's right for that. Yeah, so focus on your health, focus on work. You guys may be workaholics, even more, working at overtime, you know, maybe working a second job or something. There's just a lot of work. If you're not a working Gemini, then maybe just organizing your world a little bit more, like looking at what you do day to day, looking around your house, like, oh my God, this place is a mess. You know I'm a Gemini, I could be a bit scattered, but now this is even driving me nuts, okay, to where I gotta, I gotta do something about this. And Geminis are not really big on making lists, but maybe during this time you may like make lists to be like to organize your life and just get it together, boo-boo. Get your life. Okay, Gemini. So next up is Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How is the Sun in Scorpio going to affect you guys through the month of November? So this is in your 5th house, which is fun. It's fun. It's doing things that are exciting. It's doing things that are really close to your heart. It's doing things that are childlike, which really make you laugh, you know, uncontrollably and smile a lot. It's the house of the sun. So you've got the sun in the house of the sun for you. So do all of those things, Cancer. Like, go on dates. I mean, my husband's a Cancer, and he just told me today, we need to go on a date. And I'm like, yo, you're already feeling this Scorpio stuff. I'm digging this, okay? Yes, let's please go on a date. Let's do something fun. A lot of places in the northern hemisphere, you know, this is the fall, and there's like carnivals and festivals and stuff. Get out and do some of that stuff, Cancer. This whole entire month, the sun will be calling you to do what makes that heart chakra glow, you know. So whatever that means for you, or if you're not dating, if you have kids, you know, do things with your kids. Be more childlike with them. Get down on their level and play, and you know, all that stuff. I'm sure it'll warm your heart and theirs as well. Also, Cancer, this is a time where you could be a little more fertile. All right. So if you're not trying to do anything with fertility and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You may want to watch it while there's all this energy happening in Scorpio, because it can really enhance that. So yeah. Yes, thank you, Saleh, for explaining that. That's exactly what I meant. So for Cancers, yes. Also, this is a time for, if you don't have kids, if you're not into dating and you're a Cancer, it's a time for you to get into some hobbies, some things that express your creativity and your talents, and show them off to the world, you know? So yeah. Anyhow, next up is Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How is the Sun in Scorpio affecting you guys until November 22nd? Well, this is in your 4th house, which rules family life, home, home base, you know, feeling comfortable and secure, and all that stuff. So Leos, some Leos may be more homebodies, and Leos are very exciting people. You guys love bright lights and shiny things, and you know, to be out and to be dressed up and have people give you attention and say hey to people and all that stuff. But maybe you guys may be a little bit more focused on family with the Sun in Scorpio. So maybe, yeah, spending more time with family, and maybe also focusing on your house, your literal house where you live. You know, some of you guys could be moving. I mean, there's going to be a new moon in Scorpio next month, and a full moon in Taurus, which includes the Sun in Scorpio also next month. So, you know, this area of life is going to be highlighted for you over the next month. And so, yeah, some Leos could be actually moving, or looking to move, or looking to improve their house, you know, build upon it. Maybe improve the family life too in some kind of way, like get people together and celebrate some stuff. Leo is a sign of celebration. So, you know, maybe you guys want to get people together and just for the fun of it, you know, in your family, and gather and have a joyous time. Excuse me. Yeah, so you guys could be focusing more on your roots too. You know, like the 4th house is said to be the root, like where you come from, you know, all that stuff. So maybe like connecting more with that. If you have like a country of origin that has like cultural, you know, like some culture associated with it, or some like, you know, religion or anything, you'll be like more in touch with that too, and more proud of who you are and all that stuff, you know, for Leo people. So yeah, family, house, home, maybe just chilling, being a little bit more under the radar is also for Leo. But just remember, Leo, it's cool if you're going to be chilling like that, because when it's Sag season, that's when you guys really start lighting up even more and like going out and partying. So take that time off to just, you know, stay home a little bit. Excuse me. I agree with you. SZA is nice. Yes, I'm just barely listening to her new album. I know, shame on me as a Scorpio, right? All right, so next up is Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How is the Sun in Scorpio going to be affecting you? What's highlighted in your life? So this is your 3rd house, Virgo, which is this is learning. So this is you reading a lot. I mean, Virgos love data and reading and all that stuff. taking in information. You guys are ruled by Mercury, and Mercury energy is like the third house is in correlation with Mercury. You know, they rule the same thing, and you're ruled by Mercury, Virgo. So this is kind of like a home energy for you, where you feel like yourself, like you're going to be looking up more facts and knowledge and information, and expressing those things and chatting and discussing things with people. It's a more like a communicative area of life. So how you communicate is going to be highlighted, what you want to communicate about. And also the third house is the house of being a busybody, I found too, like being pulled in multiple directions, multitasking. So Leos, you guys may be feeling more like that. I'm sorry, Virgos will be feeling more like that over the next month. Like you're like all over the place, you know. And Virgos love to be organized usually, okay? So it may drive you guys a little nuts that you can't just like start something and finish it all the way through, because that's what Virgo is all about. You guys are the sign that's all about that. So you may have a tendency to feel like pulled in different directions to where you start something and then it's like, oh, now I got to go over here, over here, over here. And you have all of these things to go back and complete and finish and stuff. So yeah, just letting you know that you may have experienced some of that, Virgo. But Phoenix Rising says Virgos love the multitasking. Yes. So you guys may just feel more in your element and it may not be a problem. It could keep you busy, and Virgos love to stay busy. So busy month for you guys with the sun in Scorpio for Virgo people. So next up is Libra, sun, moon, or rising. How is the sun going to affect you guys? With it being in Scorpio until November 22nd-ish. So for Libras, this is highlighting your second house, which is finances, and it is your material resources, and also how you value yourself. That's also the second house. So for Libras, the sun is going to shine a big flashlight in there and have you look at your finances. What are you doing with them? Are you spending too much? You're not spending enough, like having fun. Are you being stingy with your money and you could be investing it? That's what I mean by not spending enough. Or like, are there areas where you could be like putting your money towards like investing in something that can bring you more revenue, but you're like hanging on to it, you know? That's what I mean. So what are you doing with your money? What are you doing with your coins, Libra? Okay, that's going to be the question with the sun in Scorpio. So some of you guys could actually start focusing in that area to where you're like, I need more money, I need a second job, or I need a better job, I need to be paid more, you know? So how much you're getting paid for the work that you do is also a focus of the second house. Like I said, it's your values of the material world, you know, so you may feel a little more materialistic and want to spend that way too during this time. But also it could be you looking at your own self-worth, like how you allow others to treat you. Because Libra energy, sometimes it could be so like adaptable in order for other people to be on the same page with other people, that they can kind of let go of their own identity. Let go of taking a stand for like, well, this is me, you know, and that's it. I'm just me. Like, no matter who you are, I'm me. Libras will be like, so, you know, like I said, adaptable. So this could be a time where you take a look at yourself and be like, wow, you know what? I need to value me and not be too adaptable to where I let people walk all over me. Libras could be very nice people as well, you know, because they like to keep the peace. But are you sacrificing the value of yourself in order to have like peace with others, Libra? You know, that may be something that you're going to look at too during the sun in your second house. So money, values, material resources, and maybe even, you know, job stuff, pay with jobs. So that's for Libra. So moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. How is the sun in Scorpio going to affect you guys? First of all, happy birthday to all Scorpios born in October, born in November, whatever. The sun is in your sign and that's your birthday, right? Is the sun is based on the sun. So happy birthday to you guys. I hope you guys have an awesome month. I hope you guys get to do whatever it is that makes your little Scorpio heart happy and beats fast. All of that good stuff. I wish you guys all of that. Don't dwell too much into the energy to where you become dark and brooding as well. But yeah, so happy birthday to Scorpios. So the sun in your first house. For Scorpio people, this is a time to really shine. And I know that sounds like corny. The sun, it shines, duh, right? But no, it really is. The spotlight is on you. I mean, it's on you, your sign, your first house. So how you put yourself out there to the world, like the impression that you give to the world, how the world first sees you when people meet you. You may be focused on that. So that could mean actually your physical appearance, so wanting to change some things with it, how you dress, how you look, you know, how you act. Um, there's a Scorpio that I know, and she's a YouTuber. She has a great following too, by the way, and she's awesome. I may do something on her next week for her birthday. She said I could do it, but I'm still working things out with that. But anyhow, she's a Scorpio, and I saw a video by her the other day, and she was really like, you know, I don't know if my personality is too strong for people. She was really going in about like thinking about the impression that she gives to people, gives off to people. You know, Mercury's already been in Scorpio, so is Jupiter. So with the sun there as well, you're going to be thinking about that. You know, Scorpios, we feel we're like intense people. We are, and some people do feel like we're too much, you know, like because we're ruled by Mars, we're ruled by Pluto, these two intense planets that Pluto is magnetic, and it can be obsessive, you know, and Mars is all about like, whoa, this is what I want. Okay, I'm gonna go after it like a hunter, you know. So that's why Scorpio comes off as very intense. So yeah, we're intense people. You can become a little more intense and scorpionic to where some people are like, oh my gosh, you're a little too much for me. Like, you want to know, you know, like, you want to be attached to me, or like, I don't know. People could, whatever people think about us, I try not to pay attention. But yeah, you might be just thinking about that a little bit more, Scorpio. How you come off to others, or some of you guys may just turn it into, you go shopping, you get a new wardrobe, you do something different to your hair, you do something different to your appearance, whether you're male, female, whatever you identify as, just do something different, you know? So yeah, that could be what's going on for Scorpios. But really, when the sun is in your first house though, normally it's a time when you feel really good. You feel like it's all about you. Hey, it's my season, turn up, get lit, and all that stuff, right? But try not to be too like, the first house could be a little too proud sometimes, and all about me, 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 you know, to where you forget about other people, and you can like kind of charge over people, or they think you're being like too authoritative, you know. So just try to avoid too much of that to where it's off-putting. But some of you guys may need to step up and take charge of some things and let people kick in the door with your black boots and be like, yo, I'm here. Okay. So some of you guys may need to do that. But yeah, that's what the sun in Scorpio will do for you guys, for Scorpio. And once again, happy birthday to you guys. Excuse me. So next up is Sag, sun, moon, or rising. How is the sun in Scorpio affecting you guys until the 22nd of November? So this is in your 12th house. So Sag, you guys are another sign that all the fire signs are going to have this transit be in a water house. So all of you guys are going to feel emotionally intense this month, or have a tendency towards it, you know, a little bit more than usual. So Sag is another sign, very happy-go-lucky, very fiery, very action-oriented, but you guys will probably feel like just kind of chilling out and laying low too. Oh my gosh, sorry, something's in my eyeball, like always when I'm filming. Anyway, so Sag, yeah, you guys could be kind of laying low to where you may feel like your energy is a little drained during a 12th house sun transit, because the sun is vitality, and it's heat, and it's like bright, you know, and then it's dunked down under this deep 12th house ocean. Like I see it in my Pisces moon mind, like it's sinking down, it's fizzling out, and it's just kind of floating there, like I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going with the flow of the tides, you know. So Sagittarius can kind of feel like that a little bit more during the sun in Scorpio. So yes, I would tell you guys too, you know, don't dwell too much emotionally on like the past, or yes, Linda, eyeball, okay. Don't dwell too much on the past. Don't dwell too much on, because the 12th house energy, it can kind of do that sometimes, to be honest. It's like, you know, thinking back about a lot of emotional stuff. It's the house, it's one of the houses of karma, you know, like karmic ties that you have. Being very sensitive. You could be a little bit more sensitive, Sagittarius. And I know you guys are like, boo, I don't want to hear that. I want to get out and party and like shoot my arrows everywhere, you know. But honestly, everybody goes through it every year, every month. There's transits through these water houses to bring out more emotional intensity. Or it could be like maybe you're not emotionally intense, Sag, but you just want to kind of chill out low key, you know, under the radar at home by yourself, maybe taking some nice long baths, showers, connecting with water, connecting with music, connecting with spirituality, meditation, all of that stuff. The good thing about the sun in the 12th is you will have more of a connection to other realms like the spirit realm and, you know, stuff like that. So that way you can kind of get more in tune with your inner self, you know, your spiritual self, not just the physical, not just the physical world around you, but like, you know, take that time to go within, like in a little bubble. Meditation will be much clearer. Your dreams, you may have much clearer messages come through from spirit guides, from ancestors, from whoever, whatever you believe in. So I would definitely pay attention to your dreams with the sun in Scorpio for my Sagittarian people. And you can see some of your best creativity come out. Like if you're a Sag and you're a musician, you're a poet, you're an artist of any kind, sun in the 12th is really a good time to go within. And, you know, art is created based on emotion. You know, it really is. So you'll feel a lot and be able to express a lot, like poetically and artistically. And it can be really beautiful, not just sappy and, you know, brooding and all that stuff. So that's for Sagittarius. Now for Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, how is the sun in Scorpio affecting you guys until the month of November, November 22nd? So for Cappies, this is in your 11th house, which is your friends, your fellow aliens, you know, your peeps, your peoples, like-minded souls, you know, people that you bond with because you guys have mutual interests or common ways of thinking and perceiving things and opinions and all that stuff. That's the 11th house. So, and it can be like networking with people, hanging out in groups and big groups and like social, you know, social activities and all that stuff. So yeah, so Cappies, you guys may be the social butterflies this month. And Caps usually like to be low key as well. Just kind of lay low and stay within your circle of people that you know, kind of scoping out the room with those people that you're comfortable with already. And maybe talking about people, you know, a little bit, you know. No, but seriously, Caps, you guys may be more social, and I think that's awesome. Actually, my sister is a Cappy sun, and she was just texting me right before this broadcast that she's going to be doing some side work at a concert, like festival thing, and she's so hyped about it. And I'm like, good for you, because you know you Cappies can be some of the hardest working people in the world, in the zodiac, you know, and sometimes it's hard for you guys to pull yourself away from that work. So yeah, like I said, my sister's a Cap. She's going to be working, but it's at a fun event, you know? So that's, I guess, fun for a Cappy, right? You're working in a fun place. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So even if it's not work, just get out and be a little social Cappy. Or it could be networking. If you're still insisting on working and stuff, you got a lot of work to do that you can't really step away from. Just remember that this is a great networking transit to where you can gain a lot more attention from groups of people. The 11th house is, you know, in the new age now, this is the internet. The 11th house rules the internet. So if you have a business, which a lot of Cappies do, putting yourself out there on the internet or your business or your services or creating a LinkedIn profile and getting that updated so that you can network with people within the same type of career that you have, you know. So it's just a really good networking transit. I know another Cappy, a Cappy rising, she has her own little business that she started recently. And she is like stepping up the networking with, you know, stuff moving into Scorpio, stepping up that networking, putting up little flyers, you know, and all that stuff. And I'm going to help her with a little bit of media stuff, like, because I have a background in like photo and film and everything, and all kinds of media stuff. So yeah, I'm going to help her with that so she can maybe put her little Cappy business out there a little more, you know, and reach more people. So yeah, it's all about networking. socializing, and maybe some actually fun socializing for Cappies. So for Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, how is the sun in Scorpio affecting you guys over the next month? It's going to be in your 10th house. So, ooh, this is serious, but it's a good serious though, Aquarius. So, Aquarians, if you guys want to be recognized for anything that you do, is that if it's your career, you want to change anything to do with your title of how other people see you. I found a lot of times that 10th house transits bring a change in title and status when it comes to, are you married, or are you divorced, or are you engaged, or whatever? Are you single? Like changing that title even can be the 10th house. So this can be your career title. Who am I? Like, I am Aquarius and I do blank, blank, blank. I am the senior executive advisor of the whatever, whatever, you know, that type of a title. That's the 10th house. So Aquarians, if you guys are trying to work towards that title, this is a month where you can actually be seen a lot more, because remember, it's the sun, and this is the top of your chart. This is the 12 o'clock mark. And in most places that I'm familiar with in the world, when it's 12 noon, which actually it is where I'm at, it's 12 noon, and the sun is like bing right there, right? Shh, like everybody, like it's in the middle of the sky. You can't miss it. So it's going to be your 12 noon time to shine for Aquarians. So if you're trying to apply for that promotion, you know, do it. If you're trying to like switch careers, switch gears in career to something that's a title that suits you more, do it, Aquarius, do it. Or this is the time to pay more attention to that, to see what changes you need to make. Maybe not take immediate action, but see what you can do to work on that, you know. This is a time where authority figures and bosses may recognize you more just naturally. They'll be like, Aquarius, you may be like, oh, everything's the same. I do the same thing all the time. And then all of a sudden your boss is like, Aquarius, you're so great. You're awesome here at work. And you're like, really? I am? Yes, you're the best thing ever. You're like, okay, I'll take that. So that may even happen with the sun in the 10th. What I would be mindful of and say to avoid is trying to be a little bit more like too much with your authoritativeness. Is that a word? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Being too authoritative towards other people when you really don't have a place to do that. Like being too bossy, you know, like too much, like to where you're telling people what to do and you're not even in a position in career or in life to do that. Just watch out for that, okay? But it's a really good time to shine for career, title, status, whatever. So next up is Pisces. This is the last sign. Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, how is the sun in Scorpio going to affect you guys until November 22nd? This is in your 9th house. This is good for Pisces. You know, Pisces is a sign of wisdom. Last sign on the wheel. You guys are the sign that rules like the wise old grandma or grandpa, you know, the wise elder is Pisces. So you guys are all about wisdom and everything. So yeah, gaining more of that about the world is the sun in the 9th house, because it shines a light on the world pretty much. Like, you know, history of like history and cultures and different places and different countries and all that stuff is the 9th house. So you guys, you know, you guys like to travel, whether it's in your mind or physically, you know, being the escapist sign. So this is a really great transit for Pisces people to actually get out and travel sometime during this sun transit and through this month. Actually get out and travel, or maybe get lost in some books, you know, some books, or even not everybody reads books now. Okay, I know, like the internet, read online, a lot of stuff, like learn about different people, different cultures, different belief systems. You know, Pisces is a spiritual sign. It's a sign associated with spirituality and religion a lot of times. So learn about different religions and you know, different like belief systems and stuff. It's a time where Pisces may become actually more opinionated and loud about those opinions too. The 9th house energy could be loud, you know, loud and proud. So yeah, like very much more opinionated and maybe speaking out against things more that you don't believe to be right. Could be the sun in the 9th house, and Mercury is there too, like assisting with that energy. But yeah, Pisces, traveling, it's a good time for that. Or looking at your education, Like, have you gone to school? You know, are you satisfied with what you've learned thus far in life? If not, what can you do about that? You know, you're going to go to college, or you're going to work under somebody. This is a guru transit too. So, and it's also teaching. So Pisces, with you guys being the wise elder of the zodiac, maybe you guys can start teaching people about something that you have knowledge of and wisdom of. You know, take somebody under your wing, be the guru, or follow a guru. I'm not saying like join some weird cult or anything. Okay, don't mistake it for that. But somebody that you look up to that's very knowledgeable in something that you're interested in and want to learn more about, it's a time to connect with them and learn from them everything you can, you know, if it's not traditional schooling or whatever. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because I'm a Pisces moon, and I'm like, there's people coming to me like, teach me astrology. And I'm like, okay, if you find me wise and stuff, I mean, I'm a goofball. So if you want to learn from me, cool. Like, all right. So yeah, Pisces, it's all about teaching, learning, traveling, and having experiences that light up your world. That's also the ninth house. It's experiences, life experiences that are outside of the norm, everyday little bubble that you live in. So that's for Pisces. So yeah, that was it for the astrology of the week, guys. Thank you so much. If you're tuning out because you don't want to hear about celebrities or whatever, see my celebrity examples of astrology, then that's cool. I still love you. Maybe you'll be here next week. Hopefully I'll be here next week. So much is going on. I'm drained from it, but I'm a Taurus. I'm still going to work. I still love doing this. So I should be here next week too, guys. And if you're tuning out, peace. Don't forget to hit me up for a reading. Once again, I do have a longer wait time, a delay with readings, and I do apologize for it, but this is spiritual work, and my spirit is like really drained right now, and I don't want to give a crappy reading. So if there's been a delay and you're still waiting, I apologize. And actually, I'll let you guys know something. Skype is more quicker to book a reading with me and to reach me through a Skype session than recording. So if you guys have like a reading that's you're waiting for, and maybe you want to change it to a Skype, let me know. I'll be in touch with you either way through email if I still owe you a reading. Or if you would like to book one and you haven't booked one yet, Skype is the best, quickest way to go, because the recorded ones, I get so jammed up with like a long list, which I love because this is like my thing. I love reading for you guys. But yeah, Skype is like the quickest right now, just FYI. So anyway, let's get into some coffee talk. So you guys, I heard a couple people mention, yeah, I got a couple of votes for like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, just like, as a little relationship astrology example, because we're still in like the relationship season, you know, Scorpio and Libra. So yeah, I can look into their charts. You know, we can see what's going on in their relationship, what bonds them together, and learn a little bit about relationship astrology, synastry, and all that stuff. Excuse me. So let me pull up their charts really quick. So Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. We'll take a look. What's bonded them together? And you know what? While I'm doing that, this just reminded me that, you know what? They have had some controversy around the relationship because they've been rumored to have an open relationship, an open marriage. And there's been also some rumors that say like they've participated in some like really alternative relationship stuff. I know it's Scorpio season, but I'm still a polite seventh houser, and I don't really want to say, but you know what I mean? Some different things, okay, with other people. So that's a rumor, you know. So we'll see. Is there anything in their chart in Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's natal charts and their synastry together in their relationship that can show the tendencies to maybe have an alternative kind of marriage rather than just a traditional, you know, two people together committed and they're the only ones forever and ever and ever, you know. And we can see, you know, let's see the glue that's bonded them together as well, that's kept them together for so long. Let's take a look and see. And I'm doing this on the fly too, so I don't really have any notes prepared. All right, so I have Will Smith's chart. It has a birth time on Astro Theme. Let's see if it's okay. Okay, so the birth time source for Will Smith's birth time is, it looks like an autobiography, I'm going to assume, like a book written about him. Okay, cool. So that puts Will Smith as a 0-degree Leo rising. So let me share his chart really quick with you guys so you can see. And let's look together and see what his chart shows as far as relationships. We'll just look at a few things because like I said, I'm doing this on the fly. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. You guys want to see Will Smith? Okay, not me. Okay. So here we go. Here's Will Smith's chart. Excuse me. And it's Libra season, and he's a Libra too. So how appropriate. So he's a Leo rising. Okay. He's got Mars in Virgo. Virgo gives that great humor. That's probably why he's so funny. Yeah, Virgo's a very humorous sign. And then he's got some third house energy, Sun and Uranus together. That's also what makes him very funny and eccentric, because third house energy is it's kind of like Gemini, and Gemini is like the trickster, the jokester, you know. So this is why he's like that. That's cool. I've never really looked at his chart before, guys. This is like totally on the fly. Will is a Scorpio moon. That's very interesting. In the 4th house. Wow. So look, he's got Mercury and Venus together in the 4th house, and the moon in the 4th house. So the 4th house, you know, this is sensitive. This is family. This is family oriented. He's a family oriented guy. So, you know, he was married before Jada and had at least one child. I forgot how many he has pre Jada. But so he's a family oriented person. He loves kids. For Leo, yeah, Scorpio is the 4th. Okay. Yeah. So and Leo energy loves kids, you know, so he really does love children and to be childlike and all that. So yeah, let's look at his relationship houses real quick. So he has a 5th house. Well, in Placidus it's Scorpio, but going by whole sign it's Sag. So he likes his ladies to be kind of maybe Scorpionic, okay, because of the house cusp, but also Sag-like. He likes a woman who can be very deep, but also she could be maybe like freedom loving. She could be maybe have like a foreign or exotic quote unquote look to her, you know, stuff like that. A woman who's philosophical. That kind of sounds like Jada from what I know. So yeah, he's got this Mercury and Venus and Libra. Okay, let's look at, oh, hold on. Let me pull up his Juno. Let me see. So we will do display asteroids and redraw the chart to see other asteroids like Juno and Chiron and stuff. That's what you got to do on Astro Theme. Okay, so let's see. So his Chiron is, in Aries in the 9th. Okay. Where's his Juno? Oh, he has Juno in Scorpio. So Juno can represent an ideal partner. They say it's the asteroid of the wife, but partner. Okay. So he likes a woman to have some Scorpionic depth to her. And also the moon in a man's chart could represent the type of feminine energy that he enjoys if he is a hetero male. So he feels at home with women that have Scorpio type of energy. He really digs that. And also if she's kind of Cancerian herself, or you know, because this is in the 4th house, like a Cancer energy, he likes that too because Venus is here. So let's look at Jada's chart really quick. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Here's Jada's chart. Okay. So we don't have a birth time for Jada, but let me tell you, Jada seems like Aquarian to me in a way, like how she questions things that are like traditional and quote unquote normal. And she has a different way of like, you know, parenting and stuff from what I know. So, interesting. All right. So Jada, she is a Sun in Virgo. So the Sun for a woman is one indicator of the type of male energy that she likes or that she attracts or whatever, if she dates men. So Sun in Virgo conjunct Pluto. So that's like a man who could be intense, but also he has that Virgo-like energy to where he's got Virgo characteristics, you know, like, and Will has, he has Mars in Virgo. Okay. And he has Pluto, Jupiter. Okay. So Will's got some Virgo energy too. Okay. So that matches up. And she has Mercury in Virgo too. So the way she speaks is Virgo. Okay. Anyhow, so she has Venus and Pluto conjunct. Oh, and Venus for a woman, it could be the expression of her femininity and love. Venus conjunct Pluto is very similar to Venus in Scorpio. So being emotionally intense, being an intense lover. And then once again, Will Smith, he has a Scorpio moon, a Scorpio Juno. So that kind of speaks to that. That kind of fulfills that. What else does she have going on? She has Venus in Libra at 1 degree, and Will, he also has Venus in Libra. So he, so their Venuses are in the same sign, and look at that. Her Venus in around the same degree as his sun, within 1 degree of the sun. So he does find her really beautiful with that Venus and sun connection. And also, here's the thing about the alternative quote unquote relationship stuff with them that I'm seeing now. Will has Uranus 29 degrees of Virgo. Okay. Jada, Venus 1 degree of Libra, within 2 degrees of his Uranus. So when someone's Venus is conjunct another person's Uranus, it can mean a few things. It can mean that they got together very quickly or at an odd circumstance, and maybe they can have an on again, off again relationship, because Uranus rules things suddenly changing, sudden breakups when there's a Venus-Uranus thing. And yeah, and suddenly getting back together. Uranus can also rule alternative, meaning other than what is the societal norm. And like I said earlier, excuse me, the societal norm is, 2 people get together, they're committed for the rest of their lives, and that's it. Well, I really do think that maybe it's not a rumor that they have something, because Will also has the sun and Uranus together, and the sun for a man is one indicator of the expression of like his ego and male energy, conjunct Uranus. So they got this Uranus thing going on, guys. So yeah, they may have an open marriage. A lot of people that have strong Uranus placements or Aquarius, they challenge society and say things like, yeah, I can have an open marriage. Why not? They question that, They're like, why not? Let's see. Will has the South Node in Libra, and Jada's Venus is around, okay, it's 8 degrees from it. Let's see her asteroids for Jada Pinkett Smith real quick. Excuse me. So Jada has, okay. Where's her? Oh, she has Juno and Virgo. Okay, and Will, like I said, he has some Virgo qualities. Conjunct Mercury, and yeah, he can be mercurial with some energy in the 3rd house. Okay, so that satisfies that. So let's see, her nodes are in Leo and Aquarius. Oh, okay. And she has a South Node in Leo. Will is a Leo rising. Okay. So they have some kind of nodal contacts. They're not super strong, but by sign, they're in the same signs as one another. His South Node with her Venus, her South Node with his ascendant in the same signs. So yeah, guys, I don't know. What do you think? I think that could be what keeps them. Oh, and look at here. She has Mars in Aquarius. Mars for a woman can represent the type of male energy that she's attracted to. And Will is not an Aquarius, but he has the sun conjunct Uranus, the ruling planet of Aquarius. So there are a lot of factors in their charts that show why they are together, why they've been together so long. And I think they have a good friendship, because her Virgo and Leo stuff, Libra stuff can fall in his 3rd house, which can mean you can have like a really chummy, like chatty, fun, great conversational type of relationship with someone, Let's see. And then her Virgo, let's see, his Virgo, 9 degrees. Okay. Of Virgo. Sorry. Okay. And then, yeah, her Mercury is in his 2nd house. Okay. So yeah, interesting. Anyhow, what do you guys think? Do you guys believe the whole like alternative relationship stuff with them could be true? That, hold on. Okay. There we go. That they could have an open marriage and all that stuff that people, it's rumored to be true about them, that it could be true. What do you guys think? I think it is. I think it could be. So yeah, hopefully you guys learned a little something from that. From Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. I think they really could have an open marriage, and hey, that could be some of the glue that keeps them together, because they have Uranian energy, Aquarian energy together, and separately. So, you know, we can't really knock it if we've never tried it, right? That saying, don't knock until you've tried it. Who are we to judge? You know, if it works for them, it works for them. But yeah, so he thinks she's absolutely beautiful, though. I think he really thinks her mind is beautiful too, you know? And I think she thinks that about him. I think they probably, like I said, yeah, I already said that. They could be really good friends and have great conversation. So anyways, guys, I'm about to jet out. So thank you guys again for joining me this week. Excuse me, for coffee talk and for being here every single week. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next week. I hope everybody has a great weekend and happy Scorpio season. Ooh, it's beginning for real now. So, you know, happy Scorpio season to you guys. And yeah, don't forget, if you would like a reading, hit me up. If you're a patient, that is, during this time, hit me up for a reading. I'm still here. I'm still available. Still love all you guys. All right. So take care, everybody. See you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.